Hello and welcome to Time Flies. As I mentioned in my first video, here we're looking at military watches, field watches, aviation themed watches and pilot watches that all come in under the £200 mark. Today we're going to be looking at Pulsar. Now before I go any further, let me just take the lid off of this box. And for those of you who have any sort of understanding of military or aviation watches, you're going to recognize this one. Now, I wish this was an original. I wish this was a Generation 2 MOD pilot issue watch. It's not. Let's just talk a bit about the history of this watch before we get into the review. So back towards the end of the Cold War, Pulsar won the contract for producing pilot watches for the RAF. The Generation 1 watch didn't stay in service very long. They had some issues there, namely one of them being that the crown, I believe, would pop off. So as I said, didn't stay in service very long. The Generation 2 was issued around about 2014 and stayed in service for some time. Now, after this went out of service, Pulsar issued two versions of the Generation 1 and the Generation 2 to the civilian market. Again, this isn't one of those. If you can find one of those, they're lovely watches. Probably retail around about between £200 and £300. This watch is issued via Rubicon, who, according to their website, are the sole supplier of this watch. You can buy it through Amazon. It retails at around about £69 or £70. You can buy the Generation 1 homage and the Generation 2 homage. But let's take a look at the watch in a little bit more detail. Let me get it out of the box for you. Now, before we look at dimensions and everything else, I just want to talk about the strap for a moment, if I can find the strap. Maybe we'll come back to the strap in just a minute. Okay, here's the strap that comes with the watch. Now, in my opinion, this is the biggest downside to this version. I mean, it's, as I mentioned in my last video, I'm not a fan of the two-piece straps. I prefer the NATO's, but this one is particularly stiff. As you can see, yeah, I haven't actually used it, haven't worn it at all. Just from the moment offset, I didn't like it. It's very, very stiff. You can just see how rigid that is. It's going to take some serious breaking in. I mean, it's got that nice sort of faux leather addition over the holes there, stop it from fraying, but not very well finished. Very cheap looking, I think. And as I said, I replaced it straight away with a NATO strap. Anyway, let's go back to looking at this watch for a while. So I'll put the stats up on the screen, but let's do a few measurements here. So whoops, there you go. So 22, the lug width. It's not easy trying to do this looking at a phone. Come on, there we go. Lug width is 22. From lug to lug, looking at just over 48, almost 49. And then the depth of the watch, not including the strap, is almost 12. So not a thick watch, not a big watch. It has a stainless steel case, which is bead blasted, very, very similar to the original, that bead blasted effect. I really like it. I love that dull. I think that's what military watches should be. It should have that dull, bead blasted feel to them. The back of the watch is snap-on, it's polished, and then have this polished crown here. Now the glass is not sapphire, it's mineral glass. On mineral glass watches, I tend to use screen protectors. I've got one on there right now. You can't see it. It just stops any scratches. Very similar to the sort of thing you put on your mobile phone. You can buy them from eBay and from Amazon. Just stick straight on and just protects you from any scratches, knocks, that kind of thing. But you know what? This watch, as issued via Rubicon, only retails at £69. So if you're looking for a little bit of aviation history, you can't afford a Generation 1 RAF issue watch if you can find one, or the originally issued civilian ones that, like I said, retail around about £200 to £300. If you're looking for a little bit of aviation history, you've only got £60 or £70, then this is a no-brainer. Now, Pulsar do 3 models. They do this one, which is the homage to the Generation 2. They do a homage to the Generation 1, and they do another one which is the same as this, so the Generation 2 homage, but has a blue face to it. Now, I prefer the black face, purely because it stays more loyal to the original. But of all the watches that I own, which admittedly there's not hundreds, this one does get quite a lot of wrist time. Now, let me just pause the video here while I put this on my wrist, and then we'll take a look. Okay, there we go. So there it is, sitting on my 7-inch wrist. It doesn't sit large. It's very, very comfortable, especially on this premium seatbelt NATO strap. It just fits and feels beautiful. Has a very military feel to it. And I just like wearing something that I know has a little bit of history. I also have an Admiralty Grey NATO strap for this watch, which I'll put a couple of images on at the end of the video to show what it looks like on that one, but really does set the watch off. Not much more to say, really. What else can I tell you about this? It has a Japanese quartz movement, which is the VD53. Not the most expensive, but a well-proven movement, reliable. Battery's been ticking away in this, like I said, for over a year now. Keeps good time. Okay, likes and dislikes. So likes, as I've mentioned, I know I love the weight, size, the fact that it has a nod towards military history. Really do like this one. Dislikes, hard to say, really. I mean, I would love it if this had sapphire crystal. I mean, that's one thing that if I can afford it, I always go for as a watch with sapphire crystal. Has that, you have to worry about the scratching. It doesn't have the wind down crown. I don't believe the original one did either. And it has the snap-on back. It is a quartz movement. Again, if you're looking at a wind or automatic, you're going to be looking at a lot more money. So I guess it's not really a complaint, just an observation. The only thing I say that really lets it down is that original strap that comes with the watch. Yeah, not very much to be desired, but at this price point of £60, £70, don't you can really complain. It looks a lot more expensive, I think. It looks very close to the original. You really just got to make your choice. Do you want a homage to the Generation 1 or the Generation 2? Again, I'm going to leave images of those at the end of the video. Hopefully you found that inspirational or enjoyable. Let me know in the comments below. I mean, do you own one of these? Do you own an original? Do you own one of the original MOD issue watches? Do you own one of the civilian issue watches that came later? Have you got one of these? What strap do you wear it on? What are your thoughts? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? I'll leave that with you. Can I just ask you, if you have enjoyed this video, to click the like button, subscribe for more videos that are coming up. I think I mentioned in my last video that I have a Bertucci A11T on order. That should be here very soon. It's taking a little bit of time to get here, but I'm looking forward to reviewing that one. Yeah, so just there you go. One more look. There you go. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to read those comments soon. Take care. Bye-bye.